Hello, welcome for another video. My name is Dr. Stephanie Gray from Your Longevity Blueprint and the Integrative Health and Hormone Clinic. Today I want to talk about endocrine disrupting chemicals and ultimately help you find safe skincare products. So what do I mean by that? I mean products that are not harmful to you or your family, and this is going to be a little difficult to explain, so bear with me here. So I first want to introduce you, if you have not already heard of, the Environmental Working Group. You can find them at ewg.org. They're a helpful nonprofit who gives consumers safe options for their families, and their mission is to empower people to live healthier lives in a healthier environment. With breakthrough research and education, they drive consumer choice and civic action. They've always been a wonderful resource that I have passed on to my patients. Specifically, if you have ever heard of the Clean 15 or the Dirty Dozen Foods, they created this. The Environmental Working Group really created those lists. So those are lists of foods that you really hopefully are clean, that you do not have to purchase organic, and then the foods that you really do need to purchase organic for. Those are the Dirty Dozen foods. But you may not realize they also have a list of Dirty Dozen endocrine disrupting chemicals. So what are endocrine disrupting chemicals, or EDCs? This is where it gets a little confusing. So these are chemicals that can interfere with your endocrine or your hormone systems because they mimic or interfere with the function of your hormones. They literally can turn on, shut off, or modify signals that your hormones carry. They can bind to your hormone receptors, and then our normal hormone signals can fail to occur or respond properly, which really isn't good. So some people think of them as endocrine active compounds. Now, the endocrine system, right, our hormone system, is a series of ductless glands that secretes hormones directly into the blood to regulate various body functions. So these glands are probably what you've heard of before: the gonads, the thyroid, the adrenals, the pancreas, the pituitary. Even our body fat, muscle, heart, and liver, even intestines and kidneys, have secondary endocrine functions and also can help to produce hormones. Now, endocrine disrupting chemicals, EDCs, right, have been linked to developmental, reproductive, nervous system, and immune system problems. Now, could these chemicals also be part of the explanation for higher rates of estrogen-related cancers, endometriosis, PCOS, and even infertility in men and women? The answer is possibly yes. So these chemicals produce adverse effects in lab animals and in wildlife. We know that. So the scary thing is that these chemicals are found in our everyday products, like plastic bottles lining the metal cans of our foods, detergents, flame retardants on our mattresses, clothes, toys, foods, and even in our cosmetics. You may have heard of DES, which was used to treat women with high-risk pregnancies in the 1940s through 70s. And although this endocrine disrupting chemical was later found to be linked to vaginal cancers in daughters of mothers who received this drug, and not to mention other non-cancerous problems in sons and daughters, there still remain other endocrine disrupting chemicals that are still in existence that we need to really be aware of. So those examples of current endocrine disrupting chemicals include BPA, dioxins, atrazine, phthalates, perchlorates, flame retardants, lead, arsenic, right, some heavy metals there, perfluorinated chemicals, organophosphate pesticides, and glycol esters, to name a few. So let me break down a few of these for you today, because you may not know what the heck those are. So BPA, or bisphenol A, is a chemical used in plastics that can bind to estrogen receptors and lead to early puberty. So how do you avoid it? Well, choose fresh instead of canned foods, as this lines many of the cans. Avoid plastic in general. Even avoid receipts, because oftentimes the paper is lined or coated with that. Then dioxins. Dioxins are found in industrial processes, and these too can disrupt hormone signaling. Research has shown that exposure to dioxins in the womb can lead later to low sperm count and quality later in life. So how do you avoid them? Eat, or even our food supplies are contaminated. So again, eat organic as best you can. And then atrazine is an herbicide widely used on the majority of crops in the United States that has unfortunately likely contaminated our water as well. Yay, right? It has been linked to tumors, delayed puberty, and prostate cancer. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about atrazine specifically in a detox video that will come out next year. Living in Iowa here, we're exposed heavily to this herbicide, it's atrazine. So it's very scary, something that again we want to try to eat organic if we can, not be exposed if possible, but it's something we want to work to detox from, and that's what I'll talk more about next year. So how about lead, arsenic, and mercury? These heavy metals can lead to brain damage, lowered IQ, miscarriage, premature birth, and even heart, kidney, and nervous system problems. Arsenic specifically can cause skin, bladder, and lung cancers. So how do you get rid of some of these heavy metals? Well, definitely avoid old paint whenever possible, drink filtered water whenever possible, and think before you allow your dentist to put more mercury in your mouth. Now, I know this is a heavy video, a lot of information, but I want to also talk about skincare products. So the endocrine disrupting chemicals that you may have heard of that are found in our skincare products, other than the heavy metals I've already mentioned, are phthalates and parabens. So phthalates can trigger cell death, including signals even in the testes, causing low sperm count, birth defects, obesity, diabetes, and thyroid problems. So how to avoid them? Again, avoid plastics, even plastic wrap from PVC, and avoid skincare products that have fragrance, as fragrance can be an all-encompassing term that many times is just a catch-all term for phthalates. Parabens are preservatives used in many cosmetics and personal care products, and they have been found again to bind to estrogen receptors. So how to avoid them? You got to check the ingredient deck on your personal care products. You got to look for propyl, isopropyl, butyl, and isobutyl parabens. And remember, even small exposure counts. Our endocrine systems are just so delicate. So these endocrine disrupting chemicals may pose the greatest risk, even sadly, to developing fetuses and through postnatal development of children. So we want to make sure even that we're choosing through pregnancy and after pregnancy, with those little ones, that we're choosing safe personal care products for them. So I'm going to circle back around to the environmental working group. They also have a cosmetics database called Skin Deep, where they rank the potential of the personal care products listed to cause endocrine disruption, right, mess with our hormones, cause cancer, as well as allergies. So they rank their products from 1 to 10, and you want to choose products that rank 1 to 3s. The higher the number poses the greater risk of those problems. And you may unfortunately be surprised to find out that some of the products you've been using for years, unbeknownst to you, maybe rank very high. So check out the ewg.org, the Skin Deep Cosmetics database, and also stay tuned for further of my videos on ways to live a cleaner, healthier, toxin-free lifestyle. Now, for choosing safe skincare products, I'll tell you a brand that I do stand behind is Beautycounter, because most of their products are going to rank 1 to 2s, a few rank 3s, but for the most part they rank very low. So I'm going to show you just quickly a few of my favorite Beautycounter products that I've been using for years now. So I love the Rejuvenating Day Cream. This is something I use twice a day. You could use a night cream at night. It's much thicker, but I love the day cream. I also mix that with the face oil. Specifically, I use what used to be called face oil number 3. It's now called the Balancing Face Oil. This is great to help regulate the oils on my face. Sometimes I get a little dry in the winter. Sometimes I'm more oily because I do sweat more. So this has been very helpful, and I mix this with a day cream and apply it twice per day. For foundation, I use the Tint Skin, and I love the Tint Skin. It's kind of like a BB cream. It can be applied with your fingers, or you could use something like this, a brush that Beautycounter offers, or even a silicone sponge, something like that to apply it. So you'll know that those products at least are very safe. You really want to think about products that you're going to have on your face all day long. You know, you're going to be putting some sort of cream or lotion on your face or foundation. You want to make sure those are safe products. And because I'm very pregnant right now, I have a large, itchy, dry belly, and it's winter here in Iowa, I definitely need a hydrating lotion. And so I love Beautycounter's Hydrate body lotion. I also mix that with an oil, with their body oil. Those together blend wonderfully, and I'll put that on my arms, on my belly, whatnot. Many times the bumps on the back of your arms are essential fatty acid deficiencies. So if you have those bumps, you may need to be taking some fish oil, consuming more healthy fats, and you can apply fats, right, oil, to those bumps as well. So I will include links to all those products below, and a link to the Environmental Working Group Skin Deep Cosmetics database. But to learn more about how to detox your body and live a healthier lifestyle, consider reading Chapter 5 in my book, Your Longevity Blueprint. Thank you for tuning in and watching this longer video. Please share this knowledge with family and friends. I'd love for feedback on the videos and blogs. Please comment if you enjoy what we discussed today. Like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and always remember that wellness is waiting.